Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesusjunkjournals, and we are just about to finish up on this journal. So I've got page 11, 9, 5, and this one I couldn't put the page number on it because there wasn't room for it, but the one with all the pockets. So this is a bunch of cutting things out and inking. So I'm going to go ahead and cut everything out, and then we'll come back and talk about it for a little bit. Okay, I have most of it cut out except for these, and I'll talk about those in a second, but let's look at these. So we've got the big circle, and it's kind of plain on the back. And I thought, hey, boy, do you ever wonder sometimes, like, do you ever get done inking edges? Because it seems like it goes on and you never get them all done. But I'm going to stencil on the back of that. And then I have these pockets, which I inked. And I got this piece of ephemera. And I have a little coin envelope. And some more ephemera. That needs something on the back. These need something on the back. I inked them on the edges. Just a little something. And this card. And this I'm going to glue in so it doesn't really need anything on the back. And then my pockets. So I just went ahead and inked all those edges. And those will be, we'll do those on one of the other videos. So I'm going to put those in my bucket of ephemera. And this needs some stenciling too. So this can actually go in. So let me go ahead and put that in so I don't lose track of it. So I'm going to pull out and start looking for a place to glue that. And it probably should go in that very first signature because it's telling you what's different about the book of John compared to the other Gospels. So we have this and we have this where it talks about the different things. And so this could go here. I'm not really in love with this piece of decoupage that I did. So what I can do is do some stenciling around the edges. And I'm going to go ahead and pull out my green, which is, you know, my go-to, my crushed olive that I love so much. Let's see, I will use my Lucky Clover, which I also love, to put together with this. I'm just going to grab a stencil, just random, and let's see, make sure I've got these. This is the hard part, is keeping the two colors apart. And I'm just going to kind of put color. Let's see, this is going to show. Okay, so I just want to kind of add something around it so it's not plain. And I'll just ignore that purple flower in the middle there. Let's see if I can get any closer there. Down here. Okay, good. So that gives me something around it, so it's not boring. And so I'm just going to go ahead and glue that on. And so I don't know if you've made all 4 of the journals, but each one has its own card like this that tells what is unique about it. Okay, so we're done with that. And I'm going to put it over here. So now we're going to do some more stenciling. And while I have these out, let me look for ones that I could probably get away with it. Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, you could do, I don't want to be too picky. Looks like those would be a good choice for these 2 colors. These are blue, so I'll wait on those. Okay, and pink, I'm going to try and use this worn lipstick and get a pink. The Tattered Rose is pink, but it's so faint it doesn't really show. So to get a pink, I just kind of tend to use this very lightly and kind of get a pink that way. So I'm going to, even though I've already got one on here, I'm going to go back over it with this. Just so it has a little touch of pink on the back of it. Okay, so I'm gonna put that away. These stencils and the inks are so powerful when it comes to like tying your pieces together by color and making them relate to each other. It's really, really a great tool. Okay, so I think I need my blue. I didn't get my blue out. Let me get that. Okay, and I've got like a cool blue, so I'm going to get my blueprint sketch and try to do these two. If I don't get confused, because that's more of a blue-green, sorry, a blue-purple. Let's see, what do I have? I think I'll try it on this. Okay. Okay, and then up here I've got more of an aqua blue, so I'm going to switch it out. And I know I'm being like super picky about the different colors, but you don't have to do that. I just can't help myself. So, okay. Try to get some of this aqua down here. Okay. So let's see how that comes when we cut these out. Oh, and here's this one, which could be anything because it's just a neutral. So I'm going to use the tea dye. It's a neutral too, so I'll just stick with the neutrals. Just so that it's not plain on the back. All right, so that's needs to be ready to be punched. Well, I should have done these, I guess, while I had those out. Okay. Well, I'm going to do the blueprint sketch again because it's got that deep blue. So I'll put this over it. Let's see, what else do I have? This has blue. And the only thing that matters on this one is the top flap, which I think, did I do it backwards? This should have been the top flap. I'm going to let that be the top flap because I've got it in the wrong, I've got everything upside down on that one, so I'll just use that one. Okay, so I've got something on that flap. Here are the two more of the pockets, so I'll put those in with the other pockets. And these look like they need a neutral, and so does this one. So let me put the blue back, go back with this tea, and I know I've got blue ink on this. You have to watch out because these things hold the ink from whatever you've stamped on them before on the edges, and they'll mix together and kind of muddy up the color. But I think that's fine, especially with the neutral. Doesn't really hurt anything. And of course, if you want to do more elaborate things, you can always decoupage and put stickers and do all sorts of things to these things. And there's my blue again. And my pink. Okay. This one's a turquoise, so I'll go ahead and do my Mermaid Lagoon again. And I'll pull this fish scale thing out again and use it. And I'll use it on this too. I think it'll be okay. Oh, I was going to do neutral on that. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and do blue on it, or turquoise. And since it's neutral, I think it'll be fine. Okay. Is that it? Except for these. Okay, so I need a, I think on this one I'm going to do blue too. Okay, so now I just need to go back to pink. Go back to warm lipstick. And I'm going to use this stencil that already has pink on it, so I don't muddy it up any more than I need to. And I'm just going to do a overall color. And on this one. Finish this edge here. There we go. All right. So now all we have left is to cut up our tags. So I'm going to take these and cut them apart, and then I will ink the edges, and then we'll come back and finish them. Okay, so I'm back. I've got my tags cut up. I've got them inked, and you can see how this worked out with my stenciling. They look pretty good. Even the ones that crossed over, I think that looks interesting, so I'm happy with that. So now I'm going to put strings in them, and I'm going to try to put baker's twine because these are little. And so I'm not going to go put the big circles and everything that I love so much on these. I'm just going to do a simple small punch. I got this little punch. It comes from an office supply store, so I'm sure you can find one unless you have a crocodile, which has, I know, two different, whoops, I didn't get that centered very well. And it has two different size punches in it that you can use. And make a smaller hole if you want to do that, or you can use a regular one, it doesn't matter. Regular ones work too. Okay, so what have I got here? I've got kind of a pink. Ooh, that doesn't look good with that. Okay. Well, I might just do black. I think that'll be okay. Cut this off so it's a little bit easier to get it through there. And just tie a knot in it. And same with this one. I've got ink all over my fingers, sorry. They look dirty, but they're just inky. And then let's see, the green. Got this big roll of green. It's a better green, I think, for this. It's also a little thinner. Not that that's good or bad, but I got a huge roll of it, so I'd say that's a lifetime supply of it. I'll be leaving that to my granddaughter in my will. Okay. Probably a lot of these art supplies could be falling under that category, which I don't think she would appreciate. And then, oh, here's how does that look with that one? Pretty good. It's neutral, or tan, or brown, or however you want to call it. All right, and then I've got, I don't know if that blue-green will go with that or not. Not really. Okay, so I'm going to have to use, I guess, the black. Okay, so here's what we have. I don't know how I got that on there, but here's the tags. Okay. And then here is all the ephemera. And the only thing left is the envelope. So let me gather this up and put it in my ephemera collection here. And then I'm going to get my scoring board and score the 4 tabs. Okay, and then fold those in. And like I said, I think I made that upside down. I think that big flap is supposed to be at the top, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put this one at the top because I want this to be at the top of it. Okay. And then just a little bit of glue. And a little bit of glue on the flap. And there is our coin up. And I need to ink that too. That was in the middle where you couldn't reach it till it was folded up. So ink that. And this edge. And even the inside a little bit I like to do. Okay. There we go. There's that. And we're done for today. So we're just about there. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.